Hello everybody, my name is Antranik, you probably know that. Let's get ready for another yoga session. We'll see where this one takes us. It's always interesting because I personally don't know where I'm going to always take the class either. But I feel like laying down, so let's lay down on our backs. And put our feet up. Let's begin with some gentle twists. And start with me like this, with the knees up but the feet down on the floor. And we'll do something new. We'll put I'm putting my right foot over my left thigh, okay? Just relaxing here. Let's get in tune with the breath just for a moment. Take a deep inhale and let it go out the mouth. Do it again on your own. Now put your arms out to the side, best you can, and bring your left foot down onto the floor while you're in that twist. You should feel pretty good. Just hang out here. It's a different kind of twist. Your right knee, see if you can push it away from you. That way, away from you, using your own hip muscles. So you're not physically pushing with your arm, but you're actively trying to push your knee away from your face, your right knee. Just getting it activated there. Okay, and then let's bring it back up to the position we started with. And release that foot and hold it like so. So I'm holding the outside of my foot, inside of my arms inside my knee, and I'm gonna while I hold my foot, I press my right knee down to the floor using my arm. And notice how this knee is propped up and the foot's down. This makes it super gentle. If this is basically a half happy baby pose, if you want to take this, make this a little bit more intense, straighten this foot, this leg, the left leg, down onto the mat. And now you'll feel a greater hip or groin opening. Take a deep breath and let it go. Now, if your foot is straight, if your left foot is straight, bring it back up and set your right foot over your left knee. And then put your arms through and let's thread the needle. Catch the back of your thigh there and just firm up these both toes. So both feet and toes go up and backwards. Okay? And then push, pull your left knee toward your face as you actively use your hip muscles to push your right knee away from your face. And you can also rest your head down on the mat. If you want to take this one step further, you can wrap your hands around your shin. But for me, I'm going to keep them behind my thigh, pressing against my hamstrings. Okay, and then release that bind, put the foot down, and let's switch sides. Let's do the other side. And for me, because I don't have space, I'm just going to turn around. But basically, we're going to do the same thing. Start with both feet flat, knees up. Put your left foot over your right thigh, right by the knee there. Put both arms out to the side. And then bring your left foot down into this twist. It's a gentle twist, there's nothing to it. It's just nice to twist sometimes. And again, your left knee, see if you can actively use your hip muscles to push your left knee away, down, away from your face. That way. Basically, the amount of effort you want to put into it is up to you. You don't even have to put a lot of effort. You can just keep it passive, but that's one way to make it active. Okay, and then let's bring it back up. Let's bring this up and half happy baby. Grab the outside of your left foot and bring the left knee down toward the mat. Again, you can straighten the right leg down onto the floor if you want to make your half happy baby more intense. You can if you like, you don't have to. Every body is different. Every single person has a different kind of body, different shapes, dimensions, journey, pathway, so many complexities. Okay, and then bring the knee up if your foot was straight. Do one final push down, knee bringing down toward the mat. And then let's set that the left foot back onto the position we were in before with the left knee over the right thigh. The left foot over the right thigh. And reach the arms through, the hands through, catch the back of your thigh. Firm up both toes, both feet, bring them up up backwards. Okay, to activate both feet. This helps both protect the knee and intensifies the stretch in a nice way. And now using your hands, push or pull your right knee toward your face as you push the left knee away from your face. And this prying action to externally rotate the hips. You can even roll your ankles in a circle to change it up. And of course, if you want to intensify it further, you can grab your shin instead of the back of the thigh. Let's do one final push here, and then release the hands. Set everything down. All right, let's do a bridge from here. This is a nice spot to do a bridge. I'm feeling the bridge. Hands down by the mat. Maybe let's grab the mat. Grab the sides of your mat. Feet hip width apart. And then just scooch your left and right shoulders back together. So I scooch the back of my shoulders together. So my chest is pushing upwards. And then my butt is up in the air. So I just curled my tailbone up. So the hips are up. And let's just hang out here. Firm up your feet. Inner thighs engaged. Not touching, but engaged. Glutes slightly engaged. Core engaged. Everything's engaged basically. I just said that word like 10 times. Breathing. Now release your hands if you're holding the mat, and then release the shoulders so the upper part of your back kind of flattens out. And then squeeze your abs really tight. Squeeze them super tight and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Keep your abs super tight as you do this. The slower you go and the more you keep your abs flexed, the more you'll be able to go down in segments, in smaller segments, until eventually your tailbone or your sacrum is the last thing to touch down, and then you could feel your butt hitting the mat. If you can do that gradually, it's a very good feeling, if I do say so myself. Alright, now let's move a little dynamically here. Let's grab opposite feet and just start rocking like so, just back and forth on our backs. If this feels good to you as a good back massage, do it however many times you like. You can even straighten the legs overhead if you like as you come backwards. It's really up to you, but just keep it gentle. If you don't have the control, always stay within the range of control that you're in. And then I want you to all sit up and then put your hands in front of you and put the legs back behind you. Okay? So now we've just changed positions. And I'm going to turn around as well because I don't know, just feel more comfortable in this position. Okay, so let's even this up. Yes. So we are on hands and knees. Let's tuck our toes. Do a cow position, sorry. Like so, arching the back, sticking the bum out, looking forward, and then exhale, round the back, cat pose. Round the back, tuck the tailbone, and then now find center. Come back toward the center. So you're not arching, you're not rounding. What is center? Imagine if I put a stick over the top of your body, it would just stay relatively flat. Okay, now let's go back to cow pose where we stick our bums out, looking forward, making as much of a curve as possible, and with our toes tucked, lift the knees up into downward facing dog. Breathe. Swivel the feet so that you go on the left sides of your feet while you're in downward dog. So I'm on the left sides of my blades, and then come back to center and go on to the right side of your feet. So your your feet are twisting, and then come back to center. And let's go into plank position. And then from plank position, let's go on our forearms. So we're in forearm plank. In forearm plank, we want to squeeze the butt, squeeze the abs, stay active in this position. And here, let's do something else. Go onto the right side of your toes. So my arms are in forearm plank, but my feet are in side plank. And then bring the left knee toward your left elbow. And then straighten it back out into that side plank. Come back to center. Bring the feet back into a normal forearm plank. And then let's go on to the right side. I mean the left side, sorry. So my feet are on the left side of touching the left side. And then bring the right knee toward your right elbow. Okay. And then bring it back out. And knees down. Child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. Sit toward your heels. And rest your forehead down on the mat. You can extend the arms out in front of you, or bring your hands behind you by your feet and let your shoulder and put your feet maybe closer together, and then allow your shoulders to just drop toward the floor when your hands are by your feet in child's pose. There's many ways to skin a cat. I don't know why they say that, but all these things are valid. Okay, now let's go back onto tabletop position and bring our right foot forward into a low lunge position. And if this hurts your back knee, remember you could double up your mat and makes it super comfortable. So from here, left hip going forward. Make sure your front foot is ahead of the right knee. Tuck your tailbone. And then bring your right knee forward to accentuate the stretch. And then let's bring our left hand down. Left hand down. Kick your back foot up and reach for it with your right arm. Grab whatever you can. And if you can't reach it, you can use a towel to wrap it around your foot, or ask your friend to help you get there if you're really close. And try to bring the front of your left hip forward and down. Okay, and then let's let that go. Straighten the front leg. Bow down over your front leg. You can also slide your front foot forward more if you want to intensify this hamstring stretch. And instead of tucking your tailbone, stick your bum out. Okay. Now, let's get out of that and go switch sides however way you like. So this time your left foot is going to be forward in the lunge. Again, tuck your tailbone, bring the right side of your hip forward. Make sure your foot is ahead of the knee, and then bring the left knee forward. Okay, hang out here. You can even raise the arms up and lightly squeeze your butt. And then bring the right hand down and kick the back foot up. Reach for it with your left hand. And try to bring the front of your right hip forward and down toward the mat. You can use your biceps to pull your foot in if you have some range there. If you want to intensify things, it's up to you. And then let's let that go. Straighten the front leg. Slide that front leg more forward if you want to intensify this hamstring stretch. Try to stick your bum out and flatten your back to also intensify things. You can also see how pointing the toes makes a difference. It's up to you. Or bring the toes toward your face. You know, you get stretches in different ways. Let's take one deep breath together. And then bend the front knee and bring it back behind you, best you can. And let's sit. Let's sit on our butts with our left foot folded in like this. So right foot is straight, left knee bent inside here. Put your left hand behind you and raise your hips up as you reach your right arm overhead. Let's do that a couple more times. Bring your hips down, hands down here, and then raise it up. It's like a mini back bend. It's really nice. Let's do it one more time. It's a gentle therapeutic motion. Since we opened the front of our hips up and our glutes a bit, this is a nice way to work through them. Okay, and let's do the other side. Get situated here, and then this time with your right hand behind you to press yourself up and raise your left arm overhead, maybe looking at your left hand, and go at your own pace. Do this a couple times. Alright, this reminds me of something called Fallen Angel, I believe it's called. Let's do that. Let's get on hands and knees and go into downward facing dog. So this is something different. Again, bring your right foot up, so you're in three-legged downward facing dog. And then bring your right knee toward your left elbow. And then straighten that leg and put it down onto the floor. And raise your left arm up and overhead. You can look up at your hand or down at your right hand. Doesn't matter, whatever feels good for you. And then bring your left hand down and come back to three-legged downward facing dog and set it down. Let's do the other side. I'm going to switch my position here so I can have space in this room to do it. But basically bring your left leg up into three-legged downward dog, and then bring the left knee toward the right elbow. Hold it up there and then straighten the leg, set it down with a straight leg on the floor. Raise your right arm up and overhead. Maybe looking up your armpit or at your hand or the bottom hand. If you're looking up through your armpit, you can see if you can open up your chest. Or another variation. And let's set the hand down and go back into three-legged downward facing dog. Alright, let's set that down. And wrap up. No, let's do one more thing. I just remembered something. It kind of flows with this. Sit on your butt. Put your hands behind you. We're going to go into a reverse tabletop, which we've done probably many times in the past, but here's a nice variation. So we go into reverse tabletop by lifting our hips up. Try to bring the shoulders back together. And now firm up your right foot. Put more weight on your right foot. And then raise your left foot and set it down on your right knee. And now a lot of people, their hips dump down. Try to keep your hips up. Keep pushing your hips up. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. Keep pushing your hips up. Keep pushing them up. And your left knee could be pushing down. Kind of like how we all started. It's all coming full circle. Okay, and then switch sides by bringing that foot down and switching sides here. Keep the hips up. Try to bring the right knee down as you keep bringing your hips up. It's a tough one. And then bring the foot down. And while you keep your chest up and your shoulders back together, slowly lower your butt down. Keep the chest up as you lower your butt down. So you're doing a mini back bend until your butt sits down onto that mat. Good job, everyone. Now let's counter that with a quick Paschimottanasana, which is just a seated forward fold. Legs out straight in front of you. Raise your hips up. Oh, and before we do this, I like to scooch my butt cheeks back. I kind of like basically pull my butt cheeks back on both sides. And that allows me to sit a little bit straighter with a flatter back. If you have hamstring issues, it helps a bit. Raise the arms up. Just raise them up. Raise the toes up as well. And then reach forward. Maybe reach upward actually. Reach like 45 degrees up towards the sky. And then set it down wherever you can. Maybe if you can grab your feet, great. You can grab your feet. If you can't grab your feet, just relax your hand. You can also just, even if you could grab your feet, you can relax your arms down by your forearms down onto the floor. Or grab your feet, however way you like. Breathe. And let's let that go. And relax down into Shavasana. Let's just get comfortable here, laying down on our backs. Find whatever way is comfortable for you. Thank you everybody for following along. If you've made it this far, wonderful. The honor is mine, and I hope you enjoyed it. And now I have a knack for just ending the videos here. If you're comfortable just laying here, you just lay here. Do whatever you want. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.